As we're driving through the minefields, I mean, of course, there's oil well smoke by then, and you could barely see anything. The Scud missiles were coming in and going over our heads and stuff, but we didn't know where they were going to be landing.
We got hit by several IEDs. That was part of my job, it seemed like. And because of that, I have frontal lobe brain injury. I have damage to my left eye, and I've had a back surgery since then.
The stresses of war continue to affect Tyler Paulson of Salina and Steve Stowers of Hutchinson years after they've left the battlefield. Paulson served with the Marines in Operation Iraqi Freedom.
The loss of friends was a big part of it. Some of the things I did myself that I'll never get out of my head.
Stowers was a military gunner in Desert Storm.
Now, after the first raid that we did have a little bit of downtime. And that's when it kind of sunk in with some of us that, hey, we just kill people.
The Veterans Administration estimates 30% of soldiers returning from the battlefield suffer from PTSD. That's post-traumatic stress disorder.
I came back and started having some nightmares. I wake up, I'm sweating, I'm panicking. The anxiety's way up there.
I used to be a lit candle. At any minute, I would explode like an IED on the side of the road in Iraq. On the inside, I was dying. There wasn't a single thing I liked about myself, and I was very suicidal.
Paulson says he recognized something was wrong with him soon after leaving the military. Meanwhile, Stowers says he convinced himself he was okay. He went on to a 20-year career as a police officer, all the time in denial, he says, as his symptoms got worse. Meanwhile, his wife and teenage daughters say their family life has been a living hell.
You walk on eggshells. You don't know what each moment and each day is gonna bring you.
I was just stressing out about normal things because I didn't know it was gonna make him upset. So I just had a mental breakdown.
I had already developed anxiety issues at school, but it had become more of a home thing.
When a former military buddy suffering from PTSD committed suicide, Stowers says he finally had to admit to himself he was headed down the same road and needed help.
That was very, very hard for me. Losing one of my buddies, my best friends from the military, a guy that I would put my life on the line for today. And going to his funeral, seeing his two daughters and his wife, and what they were going through at that time made me realize what I had.
Meanwhile, Paulson says his own failed suicide attempt led him to seek help with the support of family and friends.
You know, if I didn't have the support of family, if I didn't have the VA, and if I didn't have people who were close to me to have my back through this, I sure wouldn't be half the man I am today. Thank God for the VA in Wichita. If it hadn't been for them, there's no doubt in my mind I wouldn't be here.
Paulson says therapy and medication are key to his ongoing battle with PTSD. He recently earned a bachelor's degree in psychology and spends much of his free time giving speeches and blogging, sharing his story with others and educating them about PTSD. Meanwhile, the entire Stowers family goes to therapy, each impacted by Steve's PTSD. Neither Paulson nor Stowers expect to ever be cured, but they say recognizing the problem and accepting help allows them to live functional, rewarding lives and enjoy better relationships.
PTSD is not a death sentence. It's not an illness that, is terminal. It's something that you can live with, and you can have a good life with it. That anger and the frustration and everything that you're feeling inside of you from the things that you've witnessed or have gone through in your past doesn't have to be what determines the outcome in the rest of your life.